Hi everybody, Alexis MV here, USDF gold medalist and recently appointed small R dressage judge. And in this video, we're going to talk about the lateral balance of your seat bones and the lateral alignment of your spine. If you want a little bit more information about your vertical spine, neutral spine position, and the vertical balance of your seat bones and the orientation of your seat bones, please go back and watch my first two videos. You can find them on my channel here, and they will give you a lot of information that is going to add to what's in this video. So first we're going to talk about the correct placement of your seat bones laterally on the back of the horse. So again, we have our pelvic model here with your seat bones at the bottom, and the ideal placement for the seat bones aligns with the inside edge of the panels of the saddle, which align with the horse's long back muscle. And having one seat bone on each long back muscle equidistant from the horse's midline is the optimum place for balance and for enabling you to influence a horse during turns and the lateral movements. So it's really important to have one seat bone on each long back muscle to help you to control how you position your horse in its alignment on the line of travel and on the lateral movement. Once you've established that you've got your seat bones placed in the correct location on each side of the back, then we want to make sure that they are evenly weighted, because I believe that your seat bones should be equally weighted. It's just the position that changes depending on the turning or the lateral movement, but the weight in each seat bone should always be 50-50, left and right, so that you're helping the horse to use its body equally and maintain its vertical balance while turning or in the lateral work. Okay, so now we're going to look at some examples of how this alignment works on the rider's body. So here I am sitting in a pretty neutral position with both of my seat bones weighted and each seat bone on the midline of the horse's back. And you can see that my spine is vertical and my waistband is level when that happens. So now we'll see what happens when one seat bone slides off to the outside or the inside, wherever. So I have one seat bone, my left seat bone, no longer on the horse's long back muscle, but my spine still stays relatively vertical when this happens. And you can see the same thing happening when the right seat bone is no longer on its long back muscle. It falls off to the right. So we have another problem that can commonly happen is that the seat bones stay relatively centered in their position on each side, but the rib cage bends, and this is a C curve to the right here as an example, but you can still see my waistband is level and my sitting surface is pretty even on the horse. And then I could also make a C curve to the left with the same problems happening, and it affects your perception of what's going on underneath of you when you curve your torso. Now what you more commonly see is that the C curve of the ribs is associated with lightening the weight on the seat bone on that side. So you can see here I've taken the weight off my left seat bone while I C curve to the left. And then the opposite could be true on the right. All of my weight is on my left seat bone, so the right hip raises and my rib cage C curves to the right. Neither of these positions help the horse to move evenly underneath of you and help you to influence them by having your seat bones on the long back muscles for steering. So how that has an effect on steering that I commonly see is that when the rider goes to steer the horse, they rotate the torso and twist the pelvis across the saddle, and it causes the outside seat bone to slide off to the outside and the inside seat bone to be too weighted, right? And the faster the horse goes, the more that this can happen, and it really affects the vertical balance of the horse, the ability to keep the withers upright on the turn and not have the outside shoulder falling out. So instead of turning in this way, where you're allowing the balance of your body and the horse to get twisted, the alternative is to advance your outside seat bone with the rotation of your torso, which enables you to keep it on the horse's long back muscle and to keep the horse's spine more upright between your two seat bones. And this is what that looks like. So now I'm indicating a right turn, and this way my left seat bone doesn't slide off the outside of the horse, and I'm able to keep both seat bones bearing weight in the saddle and controlling the maneuverability of the horse underneath me, and also keeping my own balance and coordination better as a result of that. I hope these examples have helped you to see what lateral balance of your seat bones and spine looks like when it's correct and incorrect, and have you recognize how important it is to have the correct placement of these areas of your body. Stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to give you some unmounted exercises you can use to diagnose your asymmetries and to correct them in these areas of the body. Thanks for watching.